Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back to Times Square. It's that Kevin Show. Kevin McCullough, glad to have you with us. Lots of things to try to juggle this time of year. You've got a new administration coming. We've got the wildfires. We've got a lot of stuff that we're covering on the show. But I didn't want to let this next topic slip through because in the transition from one administration to another, there are still going to be states that are going to try to enact this blue progressive junk that has been failing all over the country. And we've seen the infrastructure side of that in California this week for sure. But what about kids and schools and the trans agenda? Will that change once Trump gets in office? Here to discuss is someone who cares a great deal about it. She is the head of the Bergen County, New Jersey Moms for Liberty, Alexandra Bougher. Alex, welcome back. It's good to see you.
Hey, Kevin, thanks again for having me.
We talked to you just before the election. Haven't spoken since then. Pretty pleased, huh?
We are extremely pleased. But, everyone kind of said the same thing. They're like, oh, thank goodness Trump is in. Now everything's going to be okay. And I'm like, yeah, no, we live in New Jersey. It's still a blue state.
And you've got a lot of battles that not only are going to impact your family, but you've got another round of elections coming up. So there's gubernatorial and some village and smaller elections that'll be held this year. Let's talk about your state bill 5756. I'm seeing this floated about, and it sounds to me like things I've heard about in other states. But what is it in your state specifically?
Well, basically, it's a policy of secret and lies. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. To put it simply, let's say there's a young man who goes to school. He's born a biological male, and he decides in school that he wants to now be a female. Well, not only does the teacher keep this secret from the parent, they're not allowed. It's not even their choice. They're not allowed to tell the parents about this change from their son. So there's that, right? So it's the secret and lies. And then there's also the fact that they're allowing the biological males in the girls' locker rooms, bathrooms, and to play on sports. Because under this policy, this person is identifying as, a female, right? Even though they're still a biological male. So a lot of the other states do have them under different names. In New Jersey, it's policy 5756. Right now, we have over 30 schools that have repealed the policy. Park Ridge being the newest one this past week. We're very happy about that. And actually, we just went down to Trenton 2 days ago to ask the State Board of Education to remove it from all state schools. What
type of hearing did you get? Were they receptive?
It's an open public meeting. Honestly, I actually think they were receptive. We went last year and we definitely had a different feeling. Last year, there was a huge protest outside. There was a ton of people speaking that said that we had to keep this policy. They separated us into two rooms. I can't honestly say what happened in the other room. What I heard was that no one spoke for it. In our room, nobody spoke for it. It was everybody came to say, we need to get rid of policy 5756. So I definitely feel the change happening, that people are not scared. They're standing up for their kids, and they came out to speak to remove this, irresponsible and dangerous policy.
I kind of think that the first Trump term gave people a little glimpse of hope of what things could be, and then COVID hit. And a lot of progress that was being made got automatically stunted because everything reverted to just that one issue for the next, 2.5 years. Then you had Biden come in and undo stuff so fast and so hard. And one of the things that he pushed for from day one, in fact, I think it was a day one executive order that he signed, was that if local public schools in school districts across the country did not participate in the federal government's version of what you're describing, or have some program that was akin to it, that they were going to lose federal funding for things like breakfast for poor kids and other state federal resources that would be sent to public schools based on the merit of that particular cause as the White House saw it. It's not surprising to me that in a lot of states, you'd have this begin to be repealed right away. But if this was such an important thing, that the left thought had to have happen or the world was going to end and these kids were going to be permanently scarred by not being allowed to be in the opposite gender's locker room. That courage sure did evaporate quickly, according to what you're just telling me here. The numbers of people that are showing up for these things and speaking out. I'm also seeing this report from Early Vote Action, which is the Scott Pressler group. They said in December in your state, the Republicans outregistered Democrats 9-1. Several thousand new Democrats registered as Republicans instead of Democrats, and Democrats signed up like less than 500 new voters in the month of December. And there's this whole push. Do you think that a state as blue as New Jersey, which has been reliably blue for quite a while, is on the verge of seeing some sort of transformative change?
Kevin, I would actually say that we're a red state, honestly. I think we came very close to flipping the state if we didn't. We heard of a lot of things going on election night, machines not working. They sent new machines. There were people in their cars blocking them. I really believe that we flipped the state to red. And if it's not showing in the numbers this time, it'll show next time for sure. The last 4 years, nobody can pay for their groceries. Nobody can pay for their gas. They can't afford the trips that they're used to. Even if they have fantastic jobs, everybody's feeling it on every level, and they've had enough. And, Kamala just didn't speak to those things. Trump spoke to all of those things. He wasn't worried about celebrities. He was worried about making the everyday American's life better, and speaking to those true issues that are going on with us.
Well, I think a similar thing could be happening in California. I mean, you see that it is the unwanton non-restraint of Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom and all the people that had control of everything that was in charge of being in charge. And they're really kind of pie in the sky idealists on the stuff that they talk about, and it doesn't seem to help the average person. And people like you and Moms for Liberty are making a difference, and we're grateful that you're there. Thanks for checking in. I know you're on a family vacation and took a little time out to be with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Kevin McCullough coming right back from Times Square. Don't change the guard.
Stick around for more of That Kevin. Next, That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.